critical evaluation of the physiological, adaptive responses and nutritional needs of the performance horse in training. FEI dressage. In its simplest term, dressage means training. Dressage is a basis of training for horses of all types. The objective being is to produce a strong, well-developed and supple horse that is obedient to the wishes of the rider. The horse's three basic paces of walk, trot and canter are developed to produce movements such as circles, serpentines, piaffe, passage and pirouettes. It's often compared to ballet. It requires skill and mastery from both the horse and rider. Most dressage movements are performed from the hindquarters, so it is vital that the muscles within them are powerful and strong. A horse which possesses a good structured hindquarter conformation will find these movements easier than that of a poor conformation. Training for any athlete is vital when in preparation for a competition, as it induces the physiological adaptations that will be required for a high-level performance. Adaptation to exercise depends on the type of workload the horse is subjected to, including the frequency, intensity, and duration of the exercise. An increase in muscle mass has been reported in response to high-intensity, high-resistance training. Hypertrophy of type 1 and type 2A muscle fibers are seen in the dressage horse, whereas show jumpers tend to only show hypertrophy of type 2A fibers. According to Brager, as duration and level of exercise increases, the muscles contract more often, resulting in the need for more oxygen and the removal of more waste products. Cardiovascular system. Parameters that are affected by training include increase in muscle mass, resting, submaximal and maximal stroke volume increase, cardiac output increase, blood volume increase, as well as red blood cell volume. Maximal heart rate does not change, however some occasions it can be noticed to decrease. The increase in muscle mass provides left ventricular thickness, which results in a stronger contraction of the heart. The respiratory system. All the major adaptations of the respiratory system to training are most apparent during maximal exercise. According to Gillespie, the research into racehorses show that they require and obtain relatively high aerobic power. This statement links to the dressage horse, as this discipline involves the muscles to work aerobically. Little attention of the respiratory system has been portrayed. A major source of cellular energy production in the form of ATP is delivered from the proton motive force to mitochondrial ATP synthase. Organisms which produce ATP do so by releasing energy stored in glucose and other sugars. The main aspect of the proton gradient across the mitochondrial membrane is the electron transport chain. The electron transport chain is a major site of premature electron leakage to oxygen, generating superoxide and resulting in increased oxidative stress. This reaction takes place over the course of three major reaction pathways: glycolysis, which is the main metabolic anaerobic pathway, the Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain. The goal of glycolysis is to break glucose down to form two pyruvate molecules. The basis of any horse's diet should be good quality fibre in the form of hay, haylage or grass. When feeding a dressage horse, the power, athleticism, concentration and obedience that is desired from the horse can be a challenge to maintain on such a bare diet. It is vital to keep in mind the horse's workload, type and temperament when choosing a more concentrate diet. Like all horses, the dressage horse will require vitamins and minerals to maintain the functioning of the body's systems. Feeding strategies should increase blood and muscle glucose and also address heat production. Falling glucose levels and rising lactic acid levels reduce muscle function. This places extra undesired stress onto the tendons, joints and bones, thus increasing risk of injury. Energy is what the horse uses for work. The basic unit of energy is ATP. The breakdown of starch and other soluble carbohydrates provides the horse with the energy that is desired. Fats are vital for a horse's nutrition when focusing on energy. When feeding an elite dressage horse, it is essential there is correct amount of energy for maintenance, performance, growth and repair. Feeding fats in the replacement of starch means that the quantity of feed doesn't need to be increased. The energy that is produced by the fats in the diet is to be channeled into productive training. Fats offer more energy in smaller quantities, therefore undesirable behaviour can be avoided. Alongside the method of feeding fats is adding oils to the diet of the dressage horse. It's a safe tested method of increasing available energy in the diet without the increase in ration volume. Oils contain roughly 2.5 times the available energy as equivalent to the volume of hard feed starch. Horses use protein to manufacture and maintain body tissues such as muscle. Proteins are formed by amino acids and vary in amino acid composition. Vitamins A, D, and E are the most widely used vitamins when suggesting a horse's diet. Vitamin B is commonly supplemented when feeding the performance horse. The majority of equine nutritional research is centred directly at the racing industry. Although this research is correct and useful, it is vital to keep in mind that an elite dressage horse is far different to a thoroughbred racehorse. Parameters that are affected by limitations to performance include gender, type, age, conformation, breeding, genetics. These aspects can be judged when the horse is at a young age. This process is called the pre-purchase examination. The purpose behind the PPE is to know whether the horse is likely to have any ongoing health or lameness issues in the future which could hinder the horse's performance. Environmental conditions may limit the horse's performance level, as the horse's thermoregulatory system will have to adapt to the changes. Humidity also plays a role in limiting performance, as it decreases the amount of heat that can be dissipated from the horse's body, decreasing the ability to sweat. Muscle glycogen depletion isn't a factor in fatigue of horses working at high level intensity. However, it can affect horses working at prolonged low intensities. In comparison to other species, the horse is naturally capable of maintaining athleticism. To achieve elite level of performance, training regimes can be conducted. These are designed to prepare the horse for a career of elite level performance. As well as training procedures, a vital part of training is a well-established diet that enables the horse to function to the maximum level without affecting the health of the horse.